Good morning and happy New Year. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to the first Wake Up Real Estate Show of 2024. Ryan and I have been on a short little sabbatical. Took a couple of weeks off for the holidays, but we're back and better than ever. Hopefully you didn't party too hard over the last week or New Year's. I mean, I made it to the ball drop, but there wasn't any partying. It was playing some games with the kiddos, and I don't know, we were building Legos and just doing goofy stuff, listening to country music. I don't know what our
suggestion for next New Year's. We play bingo.
Oh, there you go.
There's a kid favorite right there.
Love it.
We are
Mike. Good morning and happy New Year to you as well. So, first show of the year. It's Tuesday, which means it's Texting Tuesday. We're gonna recycle an oldie but a goodie that is incredibly relevant for this time of year. But before we do that, Ryan's got a great social post that you can swipe and deploy or R&D to put out there to maybe get some conversations going for yourself. So Ryan, what's our meme today?
Well, the idea is to just talk about how, buying season is coming. So early January is a great time to start shopping for homes before everybody else gets the same idea. I didn't put any supporting text around this, but you can riff on it, just explain to people that if you're shopping, Josh, probably the next 2 to 3 weeks, there's not going to be a lot of competition. Listings are going to start coming on, but if you wait till March, April,
there is a small window of time that if you have people who are pre-approved or been thinking about getting pre-approved, that they you can look at even if you're in an area where, I don't know, it might be snowy and rainy, and that's actually an advantage as a buyer, right? Because other people, it minimizes multiple offer, competing bids, etc., at least to some degree. So use that to your advantage.
You also get a bit of a supply-demand mismatch where you're going to have more demand for a month or two than supply. Just naturally happens because more buyers all come out at the same time. So you could buy a home for 2 to 5% less. I don't know if those might be big numbers. Half a percent to 2% less.
Take it a step farther, right? You've got somebody, they've been thinking, they've been on the sidelines, whatever. Get them, reinvigorated on the process. Look at homes that have been listed for a little while, because that can happen over the holidays, and even homes that expired yesterday or the day before, and see if you can put together a deal where you don't have to compete at all with anyone. And then also loop in the fact that FHA rates are around 6%, VA rates are around 6%. And if you've got a motivated seller, maybe you can get some seller help and buy that thing down into the 5s, right? Now we're talking a very palatable rate for sure. So Ryan added some text there. What do we got, Ryan?
Oh, just I'm struggling with Facebook's business manager this morning. 1 second. Just that, I added some text about how buying in early January, February could save you up to 5 figures, on the purchase price because there's less competition, basically.
Yeah, perfect. So just you can take that meme and you can put any sort of related text and context that you want around the conversation, and the reality, you're not, what you're stating is true. Let's face it. There are other coaches and trainers and so forth that will tell you, you can and should spin it to positive regardless of what's going on. This is real. Rates are lower than they've been in a long time, and demand is generally lower in January and February because there are fewer buyers out shopping, and particularly the first couple months first couple weeks here of January could be a great opportunity. I'll tie in a rate conversation and my weekly email that I think is an opportunity for you to also have another conversation or potential conversation with your existing database, your past clients, your sphere of influence. one that can be extremely valuable and can create an emotional connection where you're being of help and service to them. So last week, I think, I don't even remember if it was last week or the week before, I did an impromptu live session, maybe it was last week, about FHA and VA IRRL streamline refis. Interest rate reduction refinance loan. Interest rate reduction refinance loan. Right now, if you or someone you know have an FHA or VA loan that's at 6% or more, and let's face it, in the last 18 to 24 months, there were plenty of those. Okay. There were plenty of those, people were still buying houses, and they were, in many cases, getting a rate in the 6s, 7s, maybe even in the 8s. They can do a streamline refi right now and get locked in at 5.49%. No credit check, no appraisal, no income verification. And in the case of VA, the minimal costs of that can be rolled into the loan. So they can have little or no out-of-pocket costs to do that. Okay. And I've been talking about that on my social. I did the live session last week, which you can go to wakeup.real estate. You can see the replay there. You can go to the YouTube channel, Wake Up Real Estate, and see the replay there. But I think this is a wonderful opportunity for you to be the news person to your database and letting them know about that, because the majority of the population has no idea what this is. They do not know. We have several VA streamline refis in the works right now. The people, they had no idea that this was something that was a possibility for them. And it literally, it is an absolute no-brainer. They can go from 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, whatever it is, down to 5.49. We have one right now in Indiana. The refi is saving the borrower $400 per month. Per month. I don't know what the total interest saving is, but it's got to be in the tens of thousands if it's $400 of interest saving per month.
So if somebody got into their VA loan, in the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it starts to make sense, right?
Yep. Now, they have to be 210 days out. Okay, so they have to have been in the loan for at least 210 days. But we can get them locked at the 5.49, and then we just have to wait. If it's been, if they bought a home with a VA mortgage in November, let's say, we can get all the ducks in a row to make sure that that we get them locked in, and literally as soon as they are legally able, we can roll that thing down and save them a ton of money.
Very cool. And then the fees on that are, there's some, but it just.
On the VA, they get rolled in. On FHA, we may have to do the fees. We charge as little as we can on the mortgage side, which is generally speaking 1%. Okay, and for the VAs, the VA IRRRLs, they can be rolled in, and the FHA, we can get creative on how to fund that. So Ryan was showing a couple of Canva templates, and one in particular about the FHA and VA. I recorded this short little video talking about the this IRRL streamline refi, and then this was the email that I sent to my database Friday morning. Right, one of our core tenets here is sending a weekly email to your database, and I send mine every Friday morning at 8:30, and this is the one that I sent. It's got my video at top. It's just a YouTube short. Actually, I think I was testing. I wanted to see. I think this was the Facebook Reel instead of the YouTube short. This is an image that links to the Reel. I was just testing a different thing, but the messaging here is very simple. Who do you know that has an FHA or VA loan with an interest rate of 6+? It might be time for them to consider an IRRL streamline refi. They're very easy to qualify for and could significantly lower the borrower's monthly payment while also saving them a ton of interest. Check out the video above, and please send to anyone you know who it might help. Thanks, Josh. P.S. We have a client who's going through a VA IRRL streamline refi. I forgot refi there right now, and it's going to be saving over $400 per month. $400 per month. I mean, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. You're helping people, right? So yes, is there a benefit to us for that? Absolutely. But this is a wonderful example of a win-win scenario. Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
And we were talking this morning about how the financing focused ads that you're running get a lot more direct conversations on them versus the property list sort of lead generation stuff.
People we've mentioned this a number of times last year, that we are finding in our text scripts, in our email scripts, and now even with our direct, let's call it top of funnel and middle of funnel advertising campaigns, leading with financing is we're generating warmer contacts, adding people who are more willing to engage because they're more serious about real estate. If they've gotten to a point where they're willing to engage around financing, they're more serious than somebody who's scrolling their Facebook newsfeed and sees
the flip of that is for people who don't think they can do a deal right now, whether it's an investor or a single family or a homeowner looking to refi, and then you're educating them that they can. You're kind of creating the business where it wasn't before.
100%.
Around the money.
Yep.
And people like to engage around money.
Yep.
It's just
later this week, I am doing a session with Jordan where I'm going to break down I have a campaigns actually running for this a wonderful 5-day HELOC program. We've talked about it a couple of weeks ago. We've got content on the channel and on the site around the 5-day HELOC, and that continues to work like gangbusters. Every single one of the leads owns a home. Number one. Number two, I would say that I don't know the exact numbers, but if I had to guess, 25 to 30% of those applying own multiple homes, and they're applying for a HELOC on their investment property. Okay, which means, we've got multiple ways that we can help and serve them. Are they looking to grow their portfolio? Should they consider selling and selling one to buy two? Should they X or Y or Z? And we've got commercial deal opportunities that have come from this. We've got blanket DSCR loans that we're exploring for clients around this. So for those that might be interested in that, or if anybody on the mortgage side, your preferred lending partner, on Thursday, I believe we're going to do that Thursday at noon, and we'll let everybody know here once I have the specifics. I'm just going to, just very transparently show the breakdown of it, how we're the full funnel, like how they're coming in, what they're flowing through, and how we're turning that into, we're getting the cash on cash return pretty quickly. It has me very excited when you consider the lengthy sales cycle of traditional real estate. So cool stuff to unpack there for those that might be interested. Okay. We wanted to try and keep this short and sweet. The text script, email script. I would say that if you just commit to using this for the whole month of January and making sure that you send this to anyone who has ever expressed any kind of interest in buying or selling real estate in your market, you will put more business in your pipeline for the year than you could possibly imagine. And the script is very simple. It's Dean Jackson's 9-word email, and it is tailored towards the fact that it is the beginning of the year. So it's very simply, whether you text or email, hey, Ryan, are you still interested in buying a new home here in Central PA in 2024? ? That's it. Send it by text, email it. If you email it, the subject line could be Ryan ? I saw someone talking about this script on Instagram. For whatever reason, he was using subject line tip, TIP. It doesn't seem like a tip to me, but he was adamant that that was working great. So I'll throw that out. You could, it could just be, you could literally just have the subject line be a question mark, or it could be a quick question, or it could be still interested, question mark. And do not make it more complicated. Now, the better you can match it, like if I know that Ryan is or was looking for a home in Mechanicsburg, then if I can do, if I can make it more congruent and say, hey Ryan, are you still interested in buying a new home in Mechanicsburg in 2024? Because maybe he's interested, but they've decided that they want to buy in Harrisburg or they want to buy in Carlisle, right? So it's just about getting conversations going. You'll get lots of people that will tell you, no, I'm not interested, and that's fine. I wouldn't just let those die off. So when you get a no, the follow-up is, great. Have you stopped looking entirely? Or you've just put the search on hold for now? Okay. And then when they answer that, ask, who do you know that might be thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing in 2024? Andrew, great. Ryan, are you still interested in buying or selling crypto in 2024?
I started getting active like a month ago because with the halving coming and everything, it's a good time to speculate. Yes. The answer is yes.
Great stuff, Andrew. You know Ryan. You know Ryan well. So that's the script, and you can use it by text, you can use it by email, you can use it by private message. Maybe you have used the Facebook Marketplace protocol that we were talking about in August and September, and you got a whole bunch of people, like that's a separate inbox on in Messenger. You can go Marketplace, right? You can go to your Marketplace inbox and literally do 5 a day. Hey, are you, hey, Tabby, are you still interested in buying a new home in Carlisle in 2024? There is no lack of opportunities for you to pursue those. And
this
is, it can be, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, up on the screen. This is a potential messenger ad, just the, are you still thinking about buying? Knowing that everybody's about to start shopping. And then you can just run the messenger ad, like you just said, click send message to learn about XYZ low down payment options.
So you could run it as a sponsored message, number one.
Right, that's what I mean.
Then it'll only go to that. Or you could run it just as an open messenger ad, because you could run that as an open messenger ad, and then you could use interests like Zillow, Trulia, etc. Or you could run it as an open messenger ad and as a retargeting, right, to anybody who's you can upload your database. You can include anyone who's engaged with your page or watched a video from your page, whatever. Those that reply, that you're in a conversation, you're having a real conversation with a real person in your market who is indicating by their behavior that they're thinking about doing something.
And let this serve as a reminder. You could just go into your social stream and into your database and manually send a few messages today to the people you might have forgotten about in 23 who were shopping, like you said before, Josh. Yeah.
Minus a few days where I took off because it was the holidays, I have consistently been sending 10 messages a day, 10 one-to-one emails per day. Now I'm going to take our script today and we're going to do as I'm describing here. We're going to send this as a text broadcast, and we'll send it as an email broadcast, etc., to really bump up the replies and the engagements and the conversations. But I've been looking at my KV Core dashboard every morning and looking for other ways that I can identify people that are taking act. So my KV Core dashboard, my Bright MLS morning email showing me who's looking at properties in my MLS, and just sending them one-to-one messaging, and quite transparently, many of them don't reply, but many of them are as well. And we all know that it doesn't take many to make it well worthwhile when we're talking about, you know, how handsomely paid we are as real estate agents and or mortgage professionals. So massive amount of opportunity. You just got to put in the work, take the actions, commit to doing the work, and the results will flow. You know, if you do the right things often enough, consistently enough, and congruently enough, right, to the right people. What are we bringing up here?
It was an accident. Andrew made me think about
okay.
crypto, and I was looking at a
Andrew's,
chart and I accidentally hit the button.
Yeah, Andrew's feeding Ryan's ADHD.
Prompted me.
Okay, some housekeeping items to wrap up our first show of 2024. Housekeeping item number one, we are going back to, this is where the show started, but we're going back to 10 a.m. Eastern. 10 a.m. Eastern for a couple of reasons. At least for the time being, for Ryan and I, it fits our schedule a little better. Just, you know, being transparent here. Number two, it allows us to get the replays live and out in a faster, more relevant timing. In other words, we can get the podcast uploaded before noon Eastern every day and have relevant real-time information that, you know, hopefully helps all of the realtors and loan officers that tune in on a daily basis. You know, have some applicable information, tactics, swipeable strategies sooner, right? More closer to real time. So 10 a.m. Eastern, but as always, the replays are then available immediately after at wakeup.realestate on our channel, our YouTube channel, Wake Up Real Estate, and we'll have them most days. They'll be live on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the other podcast platforms by noon Eastern each and every day. We will likely continue with our themes, our themed days, but mixing up the swipeable content that you can take and you know, try and
do some more ads.
Your business. What's that?
We'll focus a little more on ads and things like that.
Ads and specific, you know, ads, posts, scripts, things that you can use directly. You know, Texting Tuesday, obviously the text script, but there are other, you know, things that you can be creating and sharing and posting, and either putting some money behind or not, right? Just doing some organic grunt work to get more results, more conversations, etc. So today at 1, Jordan and I are going to be talking about our RELO, which is our dual licensing program for anyone that might be interested in getting their mortgage license so that they can earn more revenue in 2024 without having to sell more homes, which, by the way, is a great way. You know, you can then participate in the revenue generated by what's scrolling across the screen, right? Which is the FHA or VAIRRL streamline refis, or even the 5-day HELOCs that I was mentioning that we're going to do a deep dive on later in the week. So if you want to come check that out, I don't have a short URL for that. You'll just have to email mike@growwithjosh.com or use the chat widget at wakeup.realestate. And then tomorrow we will be back live at 10 a.m. Eastern. 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll send an email reminder. And we'll hopefully see everyone tomorrow. Use the get started. Here's what I would love to happen. Send out at least 10 of the script that we shared today. And then tomorrow in the comments, let us know what kind of results you got. How many clients were you able to put into your pipeline from just 10? And for those of you that are the go-getters, make it 100, at least 100, and come back tomorrow, share your results in the comment section. It's good to be back, Ryan. It's good to be back.
Yes.
We'll see
All right,
everybody.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, we'll see everybody tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern.